I'm in New York.
New York City. Now, let me ask you right from the gate. With the gold skin, is that are you paying homage to your light skin there? Tell me about the gold skin name.
No. The name doesn't revolve around.
I got you, love. No. And where would you fall on the color spectrum? Would you be light skin, brown skin, dark skin, mixed race?
I'm in the middle.
So you would be brown. You're not yellow, correct?
My family call me caramel. Like I'm not.
Yeah, that would be brown.
But I'm not light.
Right.
I'm
okay.
Light in the middle.
You would be brown then, for the purpose of this conversation. Dark skin is anything darker than a brown paper bag. Brown is anything brown paper bag or lighter, and light skin is yellow to pale. So you would be brown skin. So tell me what life has been like as a brown skin sister. Is it a privilege? You know, has there been some takeaways from being brown skin? Do you see light skinned women get treated better than you? How do you relate to dark skinned women? Give us your experience.
No. Women don't get treated better than me. I don't have a problem with dating any type of man. I think, to be honest with this conversation, I think black men cause, not all, but I think black men cause like a divide. And not just black men.
Break that down for you. Said black men are largely responsible for the skin color prejudice in the black community. Break that down for me.
Absolutely. Even on here, I experience things that other women said they don't experience.
Like what?
Or grace. If I am arguing with a man, he won't call me aggressive. He'll laugh it off. And sometimes I like black men just to see how they're going to treat me. I never raise my hand on this app. I instantly get invited when I go into the room.
Wow.
Like this room, I have to raise my hand.
Wow.
But I actually addressed it in the room I opened. And it was sad to hear that, you know, certain women don't just get invited up.
Wow. So you're saying by virtue of being brown skin, and you're not even light, you know, you're brown, but not the light bright, you can still tell the difference between the way black men treat you and the way they treat dark skinned sisters. So you'll be in a group and you don't even put your hand up to talk, and they're going to pull you in, whereas a dark skinned sister may have her hand up and he'll overlook it.
Yeah,
Wow, that's profound.
Men on here will call me light because they'll go to my page, and like my recent picture, I was in Mexico. Anyone who goes to the island, you're going to tan. I was on that boat like 5 hours before I took my picture in the beaming sun. So, you know, someone said, well, she's light. And I was like, no, I'm caramel. And a black man in Clubhouse, he said, yeah, but she still gets good treatment because she's like honey. She's like golden. She's not like brown or dark. And that came from a black man. And at that time I left the room. So I used to date dark skinned men because that was my preference. But I stopped being attracted to them because being in a relationship with a dark skinned man, I noticed he would say like slave like things.
Like what? Like what?
You know, make comments about my skin. Like this one guy I actually met off Instagram, and he flew me out, and I won't expose him because he's an athlete, but when he met me, he was like, wow, your skin is really gold. I like that because I don't like dark women.
Woo!
And I was like, what? And actually, when I flew home, I like blocked him because see, that's the thing. I think dark skinned men think they can have these conversations with you and you're gonna like it. Like,
wow.
Better.
Now, let me ask you, though, Queen, is it just the dark-skinned men, or do you find brown-skinned and light-skinned brothers operate the same way? Or would you say, no, dark-skinned men are clearly more biased towards lighter-skinned sisters? Or is it all brothers across the color spectrum?
Well, from my experience, it has just been dark-skinned men. But that doesn't mean light-skinned men or brown-skinned men don't participate in it. I have not experienced that when I've dated like a man light or, you know, in the middle like me. They've never like made me feel like I don't know, just the vibe is very weird. And if you actually bring up someone who looks like mine or Sharonda, who's in the audience, I'm sure they have the same testimonies. Like, I'm sure they hear certain comments from certain men that they don't hear from other men.
Wow.
And it's very slave-like and distasteful.
Wow. Now, let me ask you this. I noticed that sisters tend to hang together based on complexion. If I just look at my lectures, right? And so I travel all around the world, but I notice in the UK, Canada, the US, South Africa, not so much on the continent though, but in the United States, I noticed that sisters tend to hang around. The sisters will be all generally the same complexion. They might be slightly darker, slightly lighter, but generally it'll be a lot of light-skinned sisters, the dark-skinned sisters, the yellow sisters. So my question for you, Sister Goldskin, is that just a coincidence, or are sisters kind of choosing their peer group based off of their complexion? And why is that?
So that's a great question. And it's interesting. They might be choosing a person who's in their, I guess, their complexion group because they feel safe. Like, I know just from being on this app, it's not safe. And because people will take their insecurities out on you. Like, for instance, I'll go in spaces and men will center me, and I didn't even ask for it. And that's why I say, please do not center me. They'll start talking about my looks, and that rubs women on the stage the wrong way. So I'll notice now I'm dealing with animosity. Now the women are like disagreeing with everything I say. They're being argumentative, and it's like I'm on eggshells. And it's like, girl, I don't even like none of these men on this stage and wouldn't even give them the time of day. So it's kind of like you feel safe with people who are like your complexion or around your complexion, because y'all will have similar experiences, even if they're like negative. So someone brought up that Oprah documentary, because I used to open up Colorism rooms and talk about that, because I never knew how deep it was until I got on Clubhouse. And I'm not being ignorant. Like, I grew up in a predominantly white county. Thank gosh. Like, when I was 7 to America, my parents moved straight to the suburbs. So I was the only black girl in all my classes in every grade. And all I knew was I'm black. I didn't know light skin or dark skin because white people don't talk about that. And I kind of felt privileged when I got on this app. Like, I don't feel how black people on this app feel. They're very complexion-y and hurt and bitter.
Wow.
And I'm actually happy I grew up with white people because they don't point you out as light or dark. You're just black.
Yeah.
They just are black.
Let me ask you one more question, Sister Goldskin. The point where you talked about how women will start mistreating you because the men are giving you all of the attention. How do y'all heal that as sisters? Like, is there a remedy for that? Because a part of me says that the sister who gets angry at you for the men giving you the attention, that's kind of immature because you don't have no control over it. So that's one part. But then the other part of me says that because you know you do get a privilege because you are lighter, you have an obligation to do something about it. What, if anything, can be done? I mean, do light-skinned sisters need to start speaking up more for the dark-skinned sisters? Is that what needs to happen? Or
we have, and so I'll give you an example. It's treacherous. I came on this app and I didn't know what to expect. So I went into spaces that were centered around dark skin trauma. And I came in there with an open mind, listening, and then like ready to, how can I help? Like, what can I do? This is horrible. And it was like, what do you mean? Your name is Goldskin. First of all, you're a part of the problem. And I'm like, what? So then they painted this narrative, this wild narrative on the app that I was a colorist, which follows me to this day. If I go in certain rooms, they'll kick me out. Now it's to the point where, and this is still happening months later, if I go into certain rooms, next thing you know, it'll say I have been removed from the room. So I got clever. I started, like, as soon as I go into the room, I'll screenshot the stage so I can see who the the moderator is, and when I would DM them, they would say, well, I got all these back channels saying you're a colorist, and I cannot have a colorist in my room. Also, people don't really have receipts. They'll just say, well, your name is Goldskin and it's offensive. I'm like, why is my name offensive? Because if there was a girl on here called Chocolate Skin, people would praise her. And my name, I've never told anyone what my name meant because I don't have to explain myself to people, but it doesn't pertain to my complexion. Like I said, when I came to
it's okay, babe. It's okay. You had a little emotional moment there?
I feel like people have tried to bury me on this app. And it's just the weirdest thing because they don't know, like, that negative stereotype is not funny to put on anyone. Right. And they think it's a joke. Like, some people would say, well, you're a colorist because your name is Goldskin. But when I came to America, in Jamaica, no one points out your color that I've experienced. And when I came to America, this white kid has said to me, you're black. So you gotta draw your Santa Claus black with a black crown. And when I went home, I told my mom how I felt. And she says, your skin is gold. Your skin is luxurious, it's priceless, it's rich. It'll never fade. And they wish they had it. So my family started calling me gold. Like, you know, so I would appreciate, don't try to blend in with those white kids. Don't let them make you feel bad. You have better skin than them. It's gold. It's luxurious, like gold Dubai. So it's just really sad. And then I have like a dark skinned sister. So it hurts different. Then I have a women empowerment group. And when these things happen, I do get back channels from dark skinned women. And some of them are horrible. Like, bitch, I used to support you. How dare you not like dark-skinned people? And I'm like, when did I say I don't like dark-skinned people? Oh, okay. It's those people who are gossiping. And a lot of people don't give you a chance. They just go what people say, and they don't even let you explain yourself. And it's just really sad. So I do think some women are very evil, and I don't know if it's because of their complexion or what they dealt with in life, but like going back to the documentary that Oprah did, I think it was Oprah, I don't know, called Light Girls, Dark Girls. Someone sent me that when I used to open my colorist rooms. And the funny thing is, if you put the dark one in YouTube, a dark-skinned woman recapped the dark-skinned one and said, I'm ashamed of y'all. Y'all are making fun of light-skinned women trauma. Y'all are, just carrying yourself horribly. And as a dark-skinned woman, I'm ashamed. She said, you know what? In this dark-skinned documentary, y'all experienced abuse from your parents, from your uncles, from your aunties, not giving y'all presents or making y'all feel like y'all weren't good enough because you were darker and there was a lighter family member that got all the presents and the kisses and the praises. And y'all grew up and y'all took that out on random people because of their complexion. And I think that's what a lot of dark-skinned people do. They throw their trauma on other people when they should be throwing their trauma on those adults that make them feel bad for being their complexion.
Wow. Thank you for that, Sister Goldskin. Very articulate, very well said. If there's anything I could do to help you in these groups when you're dealing with sisters, in this color issue, let me know.